Hopkins High School for Saturday morning football from the Metro Maroon South Sub-District. Something has to give today. A couple teams looking for their first wins. The Eagan Wildcats and the Hopkins Royals. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, obviously not the record that either of these teams was looking for today, but I think this is one that they both look at as giving them hope. Yep. They both have a shot at it today. They want to see how they fare against another team that's kind of at their same level.
Well, and to be fair to both of them, they've played pretty good competition so far too. So it's not like they've had cupcakes and haven't played well. They've both had chances to win games, so they've been close. But today's going to be a good one, and the great news is someone's going to walk away with their first win of the year. And to your point, you want to kind of fare against someone similar level as you, and so this is a good test here today for both teams.
Trevor Tolley, new head coach this year at Hopkins, comes from Wisconsin River Falls where he was an assistant, and he said, you know, there have been some challenges for sure, but he said that we had a really good week of practice. The guys are still feeling pretty good about playing football and being on this team, and that's the one thing that you can't afford to have as players not buying in, and he said that's not been the case.
Well, and the thing is too, Jay, is that high school sports is so much more than just winning and losing. It's camaraderie. It's about learning lifelong lessons, and so you get struck in the mouth, you haven't won a game. Do you lay down and quit, or do you just keep fighting and keep getting better, keep digging deeper? And I think he's done a really nice job, watching them warm up and watching some film of them. You can tell they're still playing hard, they're still competing, they look like they're having fun, and really that's what this game is all about.
Nick Johnson, the Eagan head coach, in his third year, and he said, yeah, I can sympathize with Coach Tolley because we're our third year in, and we're still trying to find it too. He said we need to get bigger and stronger across the board, and but his guys feel like they have a shot coming in here and trying to get a road win as well.
Yeah, and they've been able to put up some points this year, so offensively they've done a nice job. It's been defensively limiting opponents, stopping opponents. You look at some of their scores, a lot of them in the 40s and high 30s. So offensively they've done some nice things, but defensively they got to get better at stopping the ball and limiting opponents' big plays.
Let's look at key players for today, starting with Eagan, and a guy who's definitely their best back, Landon Tonsager, is by necessity because of injury had to play some quarterback, but today he's going to be moving back to that halfback spot where he's more natural.
Well, and averaging almost 5 yards a carry, so very, very good running back. And when you're just a good athlete, coaches will plug you wherever they need you. So he's filled in at quarterback, now he's back at running back. I watched him in warm-ups. He's a strong, fast kid, can catch the ball as well, kind of does it all for that Eagan offense. They're going to need him to be explosive today.
For Hopkins, they've been kind of searching for an identity offensively. They haven't thrown the ball especially well, but when they have, one of their big play threats, KO Pierre Toussaint, has been able to be a bit of a game breaker when he's gotten the chance.
Well, I look at the 11 catches, and you can say in 5 games, that's not a lot of catches, but 195 yards. So when he does catch the ball, he's making an impact. They're big plays. And I think for a team that's averaging, 4 points per game, they've been shut out, 3 times already this year. They need that big playability. He's going to be a guy to watch today. They don't throw a lot, but when they do throw, can he make a big play? Maybe get him off to an early start. If they can play with the lead, something they haven't done all year long, that could be huge today.
These teams haven't met in at least a decade and don't have much history, but we'll find out who will come out on top here this morning. It's Eagan and Hopkins football, and it comes your way next year on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Charlie Shaw getting set to kick off here for Hopkins, as we're actually going to go a little touch early here, it looks like, on this Saturday morning tilt. Back deep to receive for the Wildcats. Number 2, George Anderson. Number 18, Marco Bugney.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's play Hopkins Royals varsity.
And it's a short kick kind of in between levels, and the Wildcats just going to dive on that one, and they'll start on about their 23-yard line. So they've got a first-year starter, first game starter actually at quarterback in Carson Schwam, the sophomore, for Coach Nick Johnson and crew. Let's get a look at the offensive and defensive starters for these team. The Royals on the right with their D.
Well, interesting to see how he handles Carson as his first start, varsity action as a sophomore. Big deal, a lot of nerves. Can he calm down and just play football?
First down give, and Tonsager is immediately dropped in place there. Bryce Buckingham, it's 8 versus 8 right there, and he'll take him down for no gain.
Well, Buckingham did a nice job filling that A gap. And you're going to see Eagan's going to run a lot of that fullback dive right up the middle there. And you got to be able to defend that. They use that also to set up running the option to the outside. But if you can't tackle that fullback dive up the middle, it's going to be a long day.
Coach Tolley, the first thing he mentioned to me today was what we need to do is tackle. This time it'll be a keeper, and Schwam has room to the outside, and he'll pick up the first down. Dragged down there by Lee Hutton, number 10 there for the Royals, who's back after an injury, but not until he picked up the first down out to about the 39.
Well, watch the ball fake. Just a great fake. Look at all the black jerseys collapsing in the middle of the defensive line there. Great ball fake and a nice job getting up the field. You want that as your first kind of real action at starting at quarterback as a sophomore. Get a positive play like that. You get your confidence going.
So first down now from their 39 for the Wildcats. Give to Tonsager, and he is going to be dropped for a loss. Once again, Buckingham getting there, and also had some help from Jackson Drock as they were all over that one. A loss of 4 on the play.
Well, kind of a slow developing play in the backfield. You're going to see Buckingham just shed his blocker, and he's making his presence felt here already. They're going to have to deal with him. Otherwise, he's going to be disrupting that backfield all day long.
High motor is what he was described as by his coach, and he's looked good early on here. So 2 good plays defensively and 1 good play offensively so far to start this game. So 2nd and long now for the Wildcats. Schwam handing off, and once again, nothing doing there. And guess who? Buckingham is all over Tonsager again. And that'll be another loss on the play.
Just getting great push. He is just exploding off the line of scrimmage. And so far, Eagan can't even get a body on him. He's just going wherever he wants to. Great nose for the ball. Dominating first series here.
And you have to feel like he's reading it right, too, right?
Yep.
To get there that quickly. I mean, he's basically, the handoff and him are getting there at around the same time. So we'll see if the Wildcats go to the air for the first time. 3rd down and long. Schwam will look to throw, and it is incomplete. As he was looking for Rowan Phillips, the throw was high. And that one was not going to be a first down anyway. There wasn't really a lot of room to get that one in regardless, and kind of put his receiver in a tough spot there to take a bit of a hit too.
Well, good coverage too by Hopkins, and again, even if they would have completed that, would have been well short of that first down, but nice defensive series there for Hopkins. If you can win that first down, 2nd down, put them in 3rd and long with a sophomore starting quarterback, you've done your job.
Jackson Sloan punting, Hutton on the return.
Nice tackle.
And despite losing his helmet, staying with it for the stop there was Keenan Wilson, as they're glad to have Hutton back for Hopkins, although that time well defended on the punt return. So the Royals will get their first possession of the game. Quarterback by junior Gabe Ottmar. And as I was mentioning in the pregame, as we look at the starters, that they have shifted things a little bit. They were really looking to spread it out and throw the ball around a lot to start the season, and Coach Tolley said we were having trouble getting our run game established from that, so we may see some fullback in there and that type of thing, although it is a 3-receiver set here, the single back to start it out. Otmar will turn and hand it off, and Evans Curry on the carry. Hanging on around his ankle there was Anderson.
Royals by sophomore, number 26, Jackson Evan Curry.
Got some kind of young guys seeing a fair amount of time for both of these teams as well.
Down, 3 yards to go.
Well, I always think that's smart. If you're, I don't think either team is going to make a run into the playoffs, but if you can utilize this year, get some younger. You're going to see some ninth graders, some sophomores. Get them experience, get them confidence, kind of get them through their growing pains now. It's going to pay dividends as the season goes on and for certain next year.
Back to Evans Curry here, this time much better defended, and he'll have very minimal gain, if any, there after picking up 7 on first down. He's, for a sophomore, 6 foot 200, not bad size, right?
No, and you can tell he's got speed and power too. That was a nice hit by Eagan there, just kind of ran into a wall. You love to look at the crowd. Little different playing on a Saturday morning. Most of these kids used to playing on Friday nights, so getting up early, especially for Eagan traveling out here, different time. You kind of got to change your mindset, change your preparation. But pretty fun to play a day game, I think.
Otmar looking to throw, pass complete, and they'll have the first down as he's able to hook up there with Shaw. Nice pitch and catch and get that first down yardage.
Well, I thought Otmar looked really comfortable there, Jay. He got set, his feet set, under calm, cool. Nice job by that offensive line, giving him some time, knowing right where that first down marker was. Nice throw and catch.
Getting back to the Saturday, Nick Johnson, the Eagan coach, said, I told my team we're undefeated on Saturdays. Let's work with that. Back to Evans Curry here. And he'll pick up a couple before he's driven back. He got to about the 45 on that play. But again, pretty well defended by the Wildcats after that first run he had went pretty well. That did a good job stopping him there. And so 2nd and 8 coming up here for Hopkins. First possession of the game for the Royals after Eagan had one turn with the ball, got one first down, and then had to punt. Otmar will sling it out to Hutton. Hutton knocked down, and it'll be a short loss. He almost broke through that tackle, but it slowed him enough that he really couldn't get going from there.
Yeah, really well defended, too, because whoever came up for Eagan there on that play made a really nice play. If he doesn't make that play, there was a little bit of room on that sideline, so really well defended. I think, too, for Hopkins, you saw on that last first down, it was 3rd and short. If they can get, win first, second down, set up 3rd and manageable, they're going to be much more hard to defend. Here you got a 3rd and 10.
Otmar steps away from the first rusher, now wrapped up and thrown down for a sack as Carter Will got him by the jersey. He did a nice job kind of giving a little shoulder fake, and Sam Ihacker ran by him there, but got him the next time around.
Yep, good pressure coming from Eagan. Carter Will, linebacker, another young player, only a sophomore, did a nice job hanging on there for dear life and getting the sack. Nice punt.
Yeah, booted out of there by Aaron Ani. He is a good punter and a good linebacker as well. George Anderson on the fair catch for Eagan. So now the Wildcats will get the ball back at their 35 here on their second possession. So both teams kind of doing the same, getting one first down, but then the drives stalling and having to boot it away.
Yeah, you got to feel out what the other team is trying to do, where they're lined up. You got to figure Eagan's, in that last, that offense huddle talking about we got to figure out a way to block Bryce Buckingham as he was in the backfield on almost every play of that first series.
And he's moving around a little bit here too onto the other side. Schwamm will go to, nope, he keeps it himself, and he is wrapped up for a loss. Met there by Malachi Berry, another sophomore. He had it in Tonsager's gut and then pulled it back out. I think either one of them was going to be stopped right away, though, because Tonsager took a hit too, and then Schwamm trying to get around the edge. But again, the Royals getting upfield and disrupting everything.
Well, Berry, coming up from that second level, great job tackling. And again, that slower developing play. I think Eagan's got to figure out a way to maybe get outside of the tackle is a little bit quicker because that penetration for the Royals defense right now, they're getting in the backfield pretty easily.
2nd and 12 now for Eagan. Schwam looking to throw and juggled and incomplete. Just unable to reel that one in was Rowan Phillips. And pretty well defended too. But that was one he probably should have had. If he squeezes it immediately without the little bobble, then the hit probably wouldn't have been early enough to drive it loose.
And not only that, but you get your young quarterback some confidence, right? You hold on to that ball. He gets his first completion of the year. And it wasn't a huge game, but it would have set up 3rd and manageable. Instead, now you're 3rd and really long. In a probable passing situation, that's going to allow that front 4 or 5 to really pin their ears back and go after the quarterback.
So Whitney Young's had a couple of nice plays in the secondary already for Hopkins. Tonsager on the pitch. Well, a decent gainer, but still going to be well short of the first down. And presumably punting time again here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, picked up a good chunk there. That was a nice play. Again, quicker developing, got to the outside. And you see the ability of Tonsager. He's got speed. He's able to cut, make people miss. He's had a productive year running the football. Over 500 yards, 6 touchdowns. So he's the guy you want to get the ball in the hands of.
Jackson Sloan on to punt. We have a flag way back in the defensive backfield. Not sure if this is illegal substitution, it looks like. Too many in the field or too many in the huddle here for Hopkins, it looks like. And that's big. That'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, that's huge.
So the first penalty of the game will be a bit of a costly one for the Royals as they will give Eagan a first down.
I think they had 12 guys on the field.
And you could see that back judge
counting them
out, and all of a sudden hear the whistle and see the flag flying there. And so via penalty, Eagan will get a first down.
Well, that's why that 3rd down run was so big. Getting that big gain like that, you're going 3 or 4 yards short. So that 12-man penalty, 5 yards, automatic first down.
Schwam to Tonsager up the middle. His helmet comes off. A little more room to run that time. Wrapping him up down low was Ani there.
Well, that time Buckingham got so far up in the backfield, he almost overran Tonsager. And that was really the first time we've seen an effective run by the Wildcats up the middle.
Yeah, and that's where the cat and mouse game, I think, from the coaches watching up top, where they can see a little bit of that, and okay, maybe we hit a different gap or we do things, you're going to see some changes both ways back and forth on that kind of deal. Tonsager had to come out of the game after losing his helmet. He picked up 6 on the first down. They're into Hopkins territory. Schwam going to keep it himself, and he is blasted by Ani. Again, kind of slow developing, as you had mentioned earlier. He'll get back to the line, but that's it.
I think when he's shown the ability to have great ball fakes, but then you got to get out of that fake and go. I think Hopkins got so much defensive speed. You see those linebackers. We've seen safeties coming up. You got to get out of there. Once you're outside, you got to turn it north and south. And those slower developing plays, Hopkins right now just eating it up.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 4 coming up here for the Wildcats. Could be in 4-down territory just over midfield, depending on how this play goes. Tonsager will have the first down and more into the Hopkins secondary and down the sideline. Finally, Ani drags him down, but nice pickup there as he'll have the first down and plenty more down near the 20-yard line. Gain of 27.
Well, nice job up front. Lucas Meyer, number 55, 66, Georgia Esser doing a great job of blocking that A-gap. And you're seeing the ability, too, of Tonsager. If he can just get to a little bit of space, get to that second level, he's got very good speed.
And sometimes this kind of offense is about sticking with it, too, right? Because the first few times it looked like not much happening. You don't abandon who you are, though.
No, those kind of runs, it might take 10 to 12 runs before you pop one, but you got to be consistent with it.
With the counter to Tonsager. He breaks a tackle down the sideline and just cut down inside the 10 at about the 8. And it'll be first down, goal to go.
I love the play call there. What do you do to combat against really good defensive penetration? You run some of those misdirections, draws and counters and screens, things like that. Great counter there. Defensive line up the backfield. The ball's going the other way already. Beautiful play call and execution.
So first down and goal to go. We've got an official's timeout here. I don't know if we had an injury or...
Referee's just raising the roof.
Yeah, tell them to reset that play clock. They do actually have play clocks here on the field, which obviously some fields do, but many still do not. Now they chop it ready for play here, so have a first down and goal to go here for the Wildcats. No score on the board as of yet, but Eagan threatening. And we had an early start out here on the receiver.
That was different. They had Tonsager spread out left as a wide receiver. He got an early jump on that. Wonder if they were going to go to him. He's been their playmaker, so if they move him out wide, chances are they're going to look to get him the ball through the air. See if they go back to that.
He's probably saying, Coach, I'm out here. I'm not really used to this being out here in space, and just had the wrong count.
Anytime a wide receiver jumps off sides, it's because you know they were probably getting the ball. They wanted to get a jump on their route.
Back in the backfield this time, Tonsager plowing forward. And
just kept going and moving that pile.
Didn't quite get to the goal line, but awful close.
It looked like he was going to be down at about the 4 or 5 and just kind of kept those legs driving. You get that rugby scrum where you get some linemen behind him pushing. Watch him keep this play alive. I love watching those legs driving, just refusing to go down, fighting for those extra yards.
Wouldn't bet against him getting the ball again here as they try and punch it in. Back to Tonsager, and he'll fight his way in. It looked like the quarterback almost was going to take the ball back from him, and Landon was like, nope, I got it, and I'm going in. And he did. Touchdown, Eagan.
It did. It looked like almost a tug-of-war with that football. But Tonsager kept it and got hit short of the goal line, but he kind of turned his back and kept those legs driving, able to get in. And Eagan with an impressive drive there all through the ground game. And watch the contact right there. There was a hit, and he kind of spinned off of it. Just those running backs, if you can keep those legs going, get those extra yards.
Extra point is up and good from Alex Rodman, the kicker for the Wildcats. So Eagan will strike first with 57 seconds left in the first quarter. Wildcats go up 7-0.
Well, and I think that's really big for them. You know, you look at some of the scores, Jay, they've had, 47-7 at Rosemount, 43-31 Cottage Grove. They were able to put points up on the board that game, but, really haven't had a close final score yet. And so they're not used to having the lead. Here you can get a lead. And it's funny how, the different facets of the game, special teams, offense, defense, they feed off each other. Now your defense is coming out. Instead of being down, 14-0, 21-0, you're up 7-0. You play with a little bit more confidence, too.
Proud Silver Booster providing team meals throughout the season. Eating good in the neighborhood.
Drock and Olin Lisney back deep here to receive the kick. Rodman will kick off for the Wildcats. And he's going to go with the onside try. It bounces over everybody, though, and it's going to go out of bounds. I think Eagan did have the element of surprise with him there, but he got a little too much of that kick and ends up bouncing out of play.
I like the call, right? You're up 7-0. You trust your defense and just try to hang on to this momentum. Nice idea. I'll tell you, too, one thing to always keep in mind, Jay, now we see all these turf fields, right? But onside kicks are different on the turf. They seem to bounce a little more than sometimes on those natural grass surfaces. So you want to keep that in play. Give your team a chance to recover that.
There you see kick out of bounds, and Hopkins gets the football at the spot it went out.
Good field position here for the Royals to start with.
Evans Curry taking the handoff. Wrapped up there, first hit by Jack Kruger, the sophomore linebacker for the Wildcats. He'll gain 3 on that carry. That's the 4th carry of the game already for the sophomore Jackson Evan Curry.
He certainly looks like a big-time running back, doesn't he? He got that nice combination of strength and speed, and just looks comfortable there as a lead running back.
Well, and it's interesting over the years, everybody that plays Hopkins says, man, they have got some athletes. They've got some players. It's just maybe not enough depth a lot of times or whatnot. But Atmar faking the handoff, rolling to his left and throws, and it's complete to Buckingham. Anderson just got a piece of him to trip him up. Or that one would have been even bigger yet, but a nice pitch and catch there for the Royals into Eagan territory at the 45.
Well, it started with their ability to run the football. Great play action. I'll tell you what, Atmar is a right-handed quarterback. This is not an easy throw. Look at him sprinting out to his left, and if he does not deliver a strike there, that ball is batted down. Great throw on the run. And how about Buckingham? Really, we've seen him, his impact felt on defense there. He makes a great catch.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. We'll change ends here and start quarter 2 in a moment. After 1, it's Eagan 7, Hopkins nothing here on CCX.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. I love you. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
And welcome back here. 1st and 10 for Hopkins. Atmar chased out to the right, and he's going to run, and he has some room to go. He'll have the first down before he's nudged out of bounds inside the 35 at about the 33. Give him a dozen.
Great decision making. What I love is when you got quarterbacks, as they're getting out of the pocket, you feel that rush coming. His eyes were downfield the whole time, and you just realize, hey, our receivers had ran their defensive backs all the way down the field. I got a lot of room, made a quick decision just to keep it, and got a big play.
Yeah, and he had enough speed to get that edge pretty quickly, too. And then at that point, you could really go north and south. They'll spot at the 34, actually, so call it an 11-yard gain rather than 12. But either way, an impressive one for the Royals as they try and answer that Eagan touchdown. Atmar looking to throw again, deep down the sideline. And let's see, the flag will fly, A lot of the Hopkins fans and also the intended receiver, Pierre Toussaint, was looking around like, hey, come on, he had a grab of my jersey there. And so I think that's what we're going to get here.
I'll tell you what, not a bad penalty. When you know you're beat like that, instead of giving up a touchdown, you saw that big playability that we alluded to in the pregame. Great speed, and I'll tell you what, if he doesn't slow him down, that might have been 6 right there.
I think there might be 2 different flags on the field, though. So this might be, or is it the same penalty? Defensive pass interference. Yeah, I think just 2 different guys saw it.
Yep. But I tell you, I like Hopkins. I like what they're doing offensively. We've seen a lot of running. We've seen Evan Curry quite a bit, but now we're mixing in that passing game. You take a shot down the field like that, you soften the defense up. So great play calling on this drive especially.
10-yard penalty. Here's Ani taking the handoff, and he is swarmed early. Hit first by Keenan Wilson. He didn't get him all the way to the ground, but he slowed him down enough that play had no chance.
I'll tell you what, Keenan Wilson, number 92 right there, does not look like someone I'd want to block. Big, strong, got great penetration. Nice play.
Ani will lose about 3 on this one, and there you see kind of helping to finish it off was Tella there.
Well, you love the team defense like that. You know, first guy maybe doesn't get him cleanly, but he slows him down. You got guys just pursuing to the football. That was great team defense.
So second and long. Otmar throwing down that sideline again, and just a little too far for Pierre Toussaint.
And that's where, as a quarterback, especially when you got speed like that, you got to give him a chance to make that play. Keep it into the field. I think that ball would have been out of bounds anyways, but you can see got the step. If you throw that about 3 yards more in, towards the field, and give him a chance to just go make that play.
Boy, and Eagan, when they're looking at that film, the safety took a very poor angle there to try and help. He was basically ran himself out of the play.
Well, and you could tell Pierre Toussaint, I mean, he's got really good speed, and he's got good height at 6'2". Let him just try to get up and make that play. That's a play he can definitely make.
Otmar under pressure. Got away momentarily and then just had to eat it. So second sack here for the Wildcats.
Oh, you can see he's holding his tailbone there.
Yeah, he fell awkwardly there. He was trying to get away, and it looked like maybe when he planted that 1 foot that it kind of slid along the turf, and so I don't know that he was really tackled as much as he kind of went down on his own there. Hopkins, I think the players were lobbying to go for it here, but coach is feeling otherwise. Ani into punt formation.
Well, this is when you don't want to punt it into the end zone. Otherwise, you just don't gain a lot of net yards.
And that's exactly what's going to happen there, is they'll get it out at the 20. And Hopkins, if they hadn't had such a big loss on that one, I think, going for it would have been the play to make there.
Well, I just think at that point, I mean, you're gaining a total of 10 yards net. Might as well, especially when you got Pierre Toussaint, give him a chance to go make a play in the end zone. You just never know.
And it looks like Otmar was feeling the same as he was kind of pleading to the coaches, and I think to go for it there.
Well, let's see if the Royals defense can't, Jay, come up with a big play, a turnover, a fumble, a interception, something big here. Maybe try to get the momentum back on their side.
No turnover, but an early stick right there, as Buckingham getting back to it and meeting his old friend Tonsager there for about the 5th time already.
There, you get a feeling they're going to know each other pretty good by the end of this game. Those two are meeting quite a bit. I'll tell you what I love is Buckingham, just great job. Stands up the center, sees where the ball, gets him out of the way, and just goes and makes a great play.
Kind of a prototypical high school good defensive end. 6'2", 235, can run, can hit, can wrap up. Second down and 9 now for the Wildcats. Tonsager will get it again, this time a little more room off left tackle, and he will be very close to that first down. I think he's going to have it. Yep. Looks like where they've spotted it will be indeed right at the 30.
Well, they put all their strength on the right side of the line of scrimmage, and they reverse pivoted, ran a little bit to the outside on the left. So a little bit different type of attack there. Buckingham out of the game on that play, and I think Eagan maybe recognized it and said, we're going to attack. Well, he's out of there and able to get a good push.
So first down at the 30 now for Eagan. Back to Tonsager, and pretty good push. They get about 5, even though there wasn't really a big hole or anything to speak of, but you see that line firing off a little bit better here as this first quarter and now into the second.
Well, that first drive, the first couple of drives, we just saw a lot of those Tonsagers up in the A gap, right? And they're kind of attacking B and C gap a little bit, maybe liking that matchup. Easier angle for their linemen maybe to block, especially against Buckingham, and they're getting a good push.
I've noticed, too, they're varying the length of the snap count sometimes to not allow Hopkins to just
time it and
tee off.
Yep, absolutely. It's a smart thing to do.
Tonsager into the secondary. Nice stop by Hutton, but not until he's picked up the first down and out to about the 46. Boy, if Hutton doesn't get him there, that one could have turned interesting. There wasn't a whole lot more behind him.
Kind of a little speed dive there to the left side. Getting well blocked. Quicker developing plays, too. Remember the first couple plays, Eagan real slow developing, allowed that push of that Hopkins defensive line. Now attacking north and south much better.
Hooyman this time, and he is ripped there as Robert Buckingham coming up to drill him. And that'll be, no gain it looks like. Maybe see where they'll spot it. Actually a yard they'll give him.
Well, if you don't know who made the tackle now with 2 Buckinghams, I think you're safe to just say Buckingham. You probably got a pretty good chance of being right on that. And the other Buckingham closed that down in a hurry. I thought there was going to be 5-6 yards on that play, but he came and really made a nice tackle.
So 2nd down and 9 now for Eagan. Looking to throw, and too tall there as he went for Jack Hansen. And that'll fall incomplete. So Schwamm has not completed one yet here, 0 for 3. And obviously the run game isn't their, the pass game isn't their main thing, but you still would like to keep the defense honest, hit a few of those here and there.
Yeah, and Hansen, a big target, really well defended. Aaron Ani was right there. Would have had to have been a perfect throw, just a little bit high.
They'll go from a single back set here with the receiver in the slot to the right. Toss out. Tonsauger makes one nice cut, but that brought him back into Buckingham range, and he makes a nice stop right at midfield, so they'll be way short of the first down. Tonsauger cut inside nicely of the first tackler, but that brought him right back to the pursuit a little bit.
Well, Jackson Drack did exactly what you want. He set that edge, forced the cutback, and Buckingham was pursuing down the line. That is perfect team defense. Don't allow talent to get to the outside like that. Really well defended.
Sloan into punt formation. Hopkins, though, is going to use a timeout. I think they had a little mix-up on personnel again on punt return, and so.
Well, don't forget that touchdown drive that Eagan had was extended because of that 12 men on the field on 4th down. That time maybe had 12 guys again trying to get one off. And nice job by Coach Tolley recognizing that, just saying, hey, let's get a timeout. Let's not give them another free 1st down.
Reminder to vote for our CCX Sports Play of the Week each week is ccxmedia.org, the place to go. Click on the sports tab and then Play of the Week. And we've had some really good ones and some great responses this fall. New plays go up each Monday, and then you have through the next for a week to vote on those. So
something tells me we might see Derek Jameson from last night's game in there. He had a run that that was an offensive struggle. 3-0. Wayzata was winning in the 3rd quarter, and 3rd and long, and Derek Jameson had a heck of a run there, broke that game open.
Well, Eagan showing that they might go for it here now. Maybe they'll just try and draw him offside. Oh boy, and they did.
Wow.
That's still not going to quite be enough for a 1st down, but it'll leave them 4th and about a half yard. If indeed it's on Hopkins, which it appears that it was.
And I love that call on offense, right? You have nothing to lose trying to draw them off sides. That's where, as a defense, you have to have talked about that coming off a timeout is we got to watch the ball, do not jump. Now you set up a 4th and really short, and they're going to go for it. Would be surprised to see Tonsauger up the middle here trying to fight.
And it will be Tonsauger, and he gets the 1st down and more. And finally ridden down there by Barry, but big gainer there for the Wildcats.
I love the little adjustment that they've done. You're going to see they, instead of running right up the A gap, now they're kind of running outside of that left tackle, and you're getting away from Buckingham by doing that. A little easier angles, too, for their tackles to down block. And you're taking away that penetration of the defensive lineman that we saw in the first drive. So little tiny, adjustment offensively, but it's certainly paying dividends.
From the 23 now, first down for the Wildcats. And Hueyman takes the handoff here, brought down by Barry. But another pretty good gainer there on that first down play, well blocked.
Yeah, again, one of those, it doesn't look like there's much there, but then at the end of that run, you see they get 4 or 5 yards. This is where if I'm Eagan, you've been having so much success running the ball. This is where I go a little play action, maybe take a shot through the air. And you can tell when they pass, they like to go to Rowan Phillips at the top of your screen.
Tonsager took a hard hit from Ani, and Buckingham was there too. He spun off it and gets 2 or 3. He paid the price on that one, though. That was probably the hardest hits he's taken today.
You see that? Looked like one of Hopkins' linebackers had his hand caught in the offensive lineman of Eagan in his pads.
3rd and a couple here for the Wildcats as we approach 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Eagan leading at 7-0 and trying to add to it here as they get a good drive going. Kept this time, and reaching forward with the ball there is Schwamm. See where they'll spot this. Looks like he's going to have the first down, and he will.
I like what Schwamm did there. We've seen him on his play fakes. Great ball fakes, but a little bit slower on accelerating up the field. That time I thought he got right into it, and because of that was able to get the first down. You're going to get a unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of that play.
So this will be a half the distance penalty because of the spot on the field against the Royals. Not what they wanted there. So Eagan will have it now 1st and goal at about the 7, it appears. Tonsager, not much happening on that one. Might have gotten a yard or 2.
And again, when they've tried to run right up the middle, Hopkins done a nice job this afternoon of really closing those gaps down.
And he's on pace for about 40 carries, give or take, so far. That was his 17th rush.
Well, and not only that, it's hot outside. It's the middle of the day, but Hopkins is making him pay, too. When he's carrying the ball, they're hitting him good. So that's going to take its toll on him.
Eagan seemingly pretty slow getting this play in. They're not going to be able to stay at the line forever here. Go with the counter, but a mix-up in the backfield, and Schwamm is in trouble. Tonsager, they ran into each other, and the timing of that play was thrown off, and Schwamm kind of caught in no man's land, although I didn't think he reacted all that well either, as he kind of went backward with it, and they could lose back to the 13. That one hurts.
Yep, that's a big one. Their offense isn't set up for 3rd and long. Haven't been able to hit on any pass plays. They had the right play called. I think that counter, we saw them run it in the first quarter successfully. That one, I think, was set up nicely coming back to the left, but some footwork and some colliding there in the backfield.
Tonsager out on a wing now. Schwamm's going to sling it out. Got some room to run. One block, and let's see, did he get there? Touchdown. Rowan Phillips, little pass out in the flat, got one block. Hopkins appeared to not be expecting that, and Phillips goes for the touchdown.
Love the play call, a little screen, delayed. You allow that pass rush to get up the field. Well executed by Rowan Phillips, but also Schwamm with his first touchdown pass. And you see the 55, Lucas Meyer and George S. are down the field blocking. They're excited. They're fired up. Great play call, great execution.
Extra point kick is up, and it is through. So with 3:21 to go in the second quarter, it becomes 14-0 in favor of Eagan here. It was interesting to see on that replay, too, because Phillips He did. He got out in the middle of his blockers and then had to kind of find his way back through them. And I think it made it harder for the defense to figure out where he was too.
And how about Lucas Meyer too? Big 55 down the field, holding his block just enough. And you don't have to pancake him. You just got to get in their way. And it was really well blocked. You saw all the action flowing to the right. They come back with the wide receiver screen to the left. Good execution.
Those are the kind where the guys on the headsets up top communicating with the old coordinator are like,
yes. Yeah.
You know, it feels so good when because that was definitely, I mean, it was well executed for sure, but also just a great play call for the time and situation. Alex Rodman kicking off here, and again he's going to go short with it, and well handled up front there by Barry, and that'll give Hopkins great field position. And when those work for you, you think like, oh, that's a great play to take that, but now Hopkins, you give him the ball at the 50 instead of maybe, you know, 20, 25, whatever. Now it feels like the Wildcats, you might wish they hadn't done it or just didn't execute it how they wanted it maybe too.
Well, nice job by Barry being ready for that. That's not easy when that ball's coming on the turf like that. He did a great job of just falling on it. I think this is a case where Eagan's saying, hey, we'll take that risk. We trust our defense against this offense right now too.
Otmar under pressure, stepping up, breaks a tackle, and then is brought down after a gain of about 7. They had a rush on him and he got through it. Somebody had him around the waist briefly, but he fought through that and had another few yards more out of it, so nice run.
Well, he's been shown to be pretty slippery back there. They've had pressure on him, and he's been great footwork, stepping up in the pocket, and shown the ability to elude tacklers and get good yards. Nice pickup on first down.
Otmar throwing left side and incomplete as he looked for Isaiah Harris. Pretty well covered, and Otmar was under some pressure there as well as he is helped up. For a moment I thought he was saying he was hurt, but he was just saying, come pick me up to his lineman back there. As you don't love winding up on your back, and he's hobbling around a little bit.
Well, and I think that was the case. He had a guy open. I think he just had to throw it a little bit before he wanted to because Keenan Wilson, big number 92, right in his grill and made him pay for that too. Yeah, you see him limping, hobbling a little bit. He's taken a couple of good hits here in the first half.
Yeah, that one might kind of go back to that earlier one where he was, feeling his tailbone and whatnot, because it seems like he's just not comfortable right now. 3rd and 3 here for the Royals, and trying to flare it out in the flat there as he looked for Jackson Evan Curry, but falls incomplete, and now a little bit of a decision to make for the Royals. And it looks as though, again, they'll punt it.
Yeah, I like the play call here. You see pressure coming. I think he got rid of it a little too early. That's where you want to let that pressure kind of come and you throw it right over the top of it. Got rid of it maybe a second or two before he needed to and just overthrew his running back.
Nobody back deep for Eagan. Let's see if Ani can pin him now. It's going to bounce all the way to the end zone. Ani had to field a high snap there and did it pretty well with it, unfortunately for the Royals, though it kept on bouncing straight forward and into the end zone. So Eagan will get it at the 20, 2:29 to go. They're up 14-0. I doubt we'll see anything too out of the ordinary from them, but might try and see if they can't break a run, and if not, they'd be satisfied probably to go in at halftime.
Well, keep in mind too, Carson Schwam making his first start here just threw a touchdown pass, so maybe he's got a little confidence. Maybe he'd try to take a shot down the field throwing the football.
Tonsager stopped after a minimal gain there on that first down carry.
Well, keep in mind too, this game could be a lot different if it weren't for 2 big penalties on Hopkins. One, on a 4th and 3, they had 12 guys on the field that gave Eagan a first down in their first touchdown drive, and the last drive that Eagan scored on, it was 4th and 6, and they got an offsides, able to get it down to 4th and 1. That allowed them to keep that drive going as well.
Yeah, those really were a couple of the key plays of the game. Tonsager bouncing it to the outside, gets to the edge, and then finally dragged down for the Royals by Whitney Young. But it'll be enough for the first down as he's out to about the 37.
Again, you see the motion going to the left, defense kind of flowing that way, and they come back to the right. And Tonsager, good speed getting to the outside, able to break contain. Right now, I think Eagan's offense is in a nice rhythm, running both directions. Good mix of play calling here, and it's been successful.
Now he is looking to throw. Schwamm, a floater. Oh, wow, that one hung in the air a long time. And it is caught by Rowan Phillips, but I think some sighs of relief from Eagan on that one, is that one I thought might be picked. They call a quick timeout after that reception.
Yeah, I think collectively, I think you see that ball hanging in the air. Watch number 23, Robert Buckingham. Oh, here's the run on the previous play. Nice job getting outside. That ball was very nearly picked off. That ball just hung in the air what seemed like 5 or 6 seconds. Here it is. Watch 23 just missing getting there. Yeah, I mean, calling that timeout shows Eagan maybe still not content just to go into that halftime up 2 scores, trying to maybe piece together here, get the right play call and see if they can't get a big chunk play here to at least give them a chance to put more points on the board.
Yeah, I think it was the kind of drive where you see how it goes early, and if you get a first down or two, then you start to really think about being more aggressive. And obviously that, like you said, that calling that timeout makes you think they would very much like to try and drive down the field and score.
Keep in mind, too, that Tonsager played quarterback, so he can throw the football. So you wonder, this is a time and situation where do you do some type of trick play, too.
They go with the toss. Tonsager cutting it up, and he is popped as Barry and Ani converge on him there.
Ball carrier for the Wildcats.
Only about a 2-yard gain there. And of course the clock keeps moving here. It'll be 3rd down and short.
Well, I will say Hopkins has done a nice job. There's been a couple of plays, Jay, where it looked like there were some big openings. Plays might go for bigger gains, but they've done a great job of linebackers coming up and just closing that gap, making nice tackles.
Schwamm keeps it himself, and he will get the first down and get out of bounds.
Ball carried for the Wildcats by quarterback number 17, Carson Schwamm.
Again, nice ball fake. And again, all that set up because Tonsager's had success running the football. You see the fake to number 8, and Buckingham almost gets him there. Great effort by him, but nice job getting to the outside for Schwamm. Picks up the first down, gets out of bounds. So you still have 40 seconds left, 2 timeouts. At some point, I think you got to think, how do we get a chunk play here and maybe set up a chance to at least get into the end zone?
From the 48 of Hopkins now. Fresh set of downs here, but obviously time is a factor. Schwamm looking to throw, throwing it up in the air and incomplete. Trying to go for a big Jack Hansen, but that one wasn't a lot of room, and he really hung it up in the air.
The ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, when you put the ball in the air like that, it just allows safeties, allows the defense to kind of see that and make a play on it. They had him open. Hansen was open there. Almost made a nice catch. He's got a big target there. You want to throw it high for him, but a little bit lower trajectory, I think.
So 2nd and 10, 34 seconds left. Wildcats do have 2 timeouts remaining, but obviously they're running low on time now. Ooh, Schwamm hit as he got rid of it, looking to go to Tonsager, and he's a little slow to get up.
Schwab's pass.
That was Lockhart in the backfield, and he put on a hit.
Now the complexion changes a little bit. I think now Eagan might be thinking maybe we don't want to put our young quarterback in harm's way. Might just see him hand it off here.
I want to see if they go back to that counter. Remember they tried to run it the last possession. The timing was off a little bit, but they see if you can take advantage of an aggressive defense, maybe coming back on the weak side, and see if you can't pop a big play.
Oops. Peter McGivern, a receiver here on the near side, and I think maybe one other Wildcat also didn't have the right snap count there.
And again, that tells me they were probably going to take a shot down the field. We get receivers antsy, ready to get that route started. That
are you saying they're not as eager to block?
I know, as much as they do love to block, they get excited when their number is called.
So 3rd down and 15 now with 30 seconds to go in the half. Eagan will hand it off up the middle to Hueyman. He pays the price. Ball came loose late. I think they're saying it's down though.
Ball carried by
right at midfield.
Grant Hueyman.
Doesn't look like either team's going to make any effort to stop the clock here, so I think we're going to let her tick down to halftime here with Eagan holding a 14-0 lead. So both teams looking for their first win, a couple of 0-5 teams, and so far Eagan with the advantage here. Our halftime score here at Hopkins, Eagan 14, Hopkins nothing. We'll have first half highlights and then our second half of football coming up here on CCX.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back here to Hopkins, a somewhat rare Saturday morning game here, and the youth football teams getting their chance to get out on the field as we check out highlights from the opening half here. And starting out with a little short touchdown run for Landon Tonsager for Eagan as he's able to punch it in late in the first quarter. Nice completion here for Hopkins. Buckingham's been a stud on D, and that time he got to do it offensively. But Hopkins kind of few and far between on big plays. Tonsager had a busy first half and pretty effective one overall. And then here's their touchdown. Nice little receiver screen. And set up in the execution. Couldn't ask for more for Eagan right there.
Well, that was his first completion, first high school touchdown too. And that one hung in the air. They were lucky. I thought that's the kind of play Hopkins, if they could get a pick and maybe score defensively, get them the momentum going on their side.
See the stats favoring Eagan, particularly on the ground, and first down wise too. Both teams have had little penalties. Eagan not hurt as much though, I don't think, as Ryan pointed out, the two big ones for Hopkins really cost them.
Well, not only that, but you think of time of possession too. It's been just dominated by the Wildcats so far. And usually when you own the clock like that, you're going to have a lot of rushing yards. They keep the ball, nothing huge, big chunk plays, but just kind of gradually just moving the ball really nicely.
So 14-0 Eagan. Hopkins still in striking range though. Both teams looking for their first win here in the 2021 season. We'll be right back.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
And welcome back as we get set to begin half number 2. Eagan leading Hopkins 14-0, as you see, touchdown in each quarter for the Wildcats. And again, both teams coming in at 0-5, but it's been a good competitive battle. Eagan, I think, has certainly come closer to playing the way, the style of game and the way they wanted to play maybe than Hopkins, but Royals have done some good things, and they'll get the football first here. I think it's kind of an important first drive for them, Ryan, to get something established.
Yeah, and just sustain a drive, too. I think if they can get the running game going, get Evan Curry a little bit of space and mix that in, we've seen the ability of Otmar to be able to make plays with his legs and his arms. So they just got to sustain a couple of good plays together here. Get a good drive here to open up the second half.
Rodman kicking. He's gone short every time, and they do it again. And this one will go out of bounds again. Interesting that Eagan has gone to that well pretty much every time.
And you don't wonder, Jay, if that's just them not having too much fear of Hopkins' offense, right? Willing to give up that kind of a field position to start the half. And if you're Hopkins, you got to say, you know what, we're going to take advantage of this. We're going to have a great field position here. We got to put great plays together.
Yeah, they'll have it at about the 43-yard line. So yeah. Eagan, that couldn't have went much worse.
No. And kind of surprising, too. I would just kick it down and try to make Hopkins go the length of the field. Instead, you give him a big break here.
Evan Curry taking the handoff here. Wrapped up there by Keenan Wilson, but they will pick up about 3 or 4 on that first down play.
Yeah, good first down play here. Nice hole, nice job blocking downfield. You see some good linemen getting down there, number 64.
Actually, he'll get 5 on that carry, so 2nd and 5 here for the Royals.
And again, just getting positive yards so they're not stuck in 3rd and really long. They can get good gains like that on first down. That'll definitely help their drive. There we go.
Left side handoff. Looks like just short of the first down, but Dante Demo.
Dante Medemo, the ball carrier.
He will pick up. Well, let's see. We're going to have a flag, though, and this one might be coming back. Yep, going to be a hold against the Royals.
Yep, good run. And Demo, big guy, listed as an offensive lineman, but big physical running back. Got a good push, and those penalties kill you. Instead of 3rd and really short, now you're backed up again to 2nd and really, really long.
Yeah, right back to the 50 they'll go, so 17 to go here on 2nd down for Hopkins.
And Hopkins, not a lot of penalties, not a lot of yards, but crucial ones. We talked about those 2 in the first half. That one, again, really can stall a drive.
You go with the toss to Ani. Another flag is down. Ani breaking tackles down the sideline, but I think this one's going to come back. 2 flags down in the backfield area, or near the line of scrimmage anyway, and I think they're going to bring this back.
Flags on the field.
Going to be another holding call against the Royals.
Yeah, too bad. A really nice play. A little bit different design out of the I formation. Just a toss to the right. Nice cut back by Ani. Great run. So Hopkins going the wrong direction here, Jay. Remember, they would have had a 3rd and 1 instead. He had about 2nd and 25.
Two different officials saw that one too, so that kind of makes you think it probably was was legit. Otmar rolling to the left as he's chased out of there. He's going to tuck it and go. Wilson got a piece of him, and then Anderson gave him a little pop. And is that going to be a late hit? I don't see a flag, though.
Yeah, they threw one.
Is there?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to get a hit there.
Yeah, Anderson, that's a crucial one the other way.
Yeah, and Otmar, you can tell he felt that. He was running full speed, kind of got slowed down and took a pop right at the head level there.
Now the look as he was being tripped up, and I'm not so sure about that one and seeing it again. Don't think he was really out of bounds yet, and he didn't. He just kind of gave him a shoulder shot.
Well, either way, that's big. I mean, it was a good play by Otmar, scrambling, got some positive yards, but with that late hit there, you're going to get a first down, so you keep the drive going. That's another big penalty that time against Eagan.
So at the 32 of the Wildcats now, first down for Otmar and company. Stepping up, throwing deep down the field for Harris, and that'll be incomplete as it didn't quite stay on the field there. Harris might have gotten away with a little bit of a push off there anyway, but wasn't really a catchable ball for either guy, I don't think.
No, I'd like to see Hopkins get back to that toss sweep that they ran. They had a really nice gain, obviously, with a holding penalty assisting it, but showing a plethora of backs that can be capable here running the football. Got to get big chunks here. You can't put yourself constantly in that third and really long. Want to get positive yards here on 2nd and 10.
Timeout requested here by Hopkins.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that timeout. I think Coach wanted to make sure they're in the right play. Maybe recognizing this drive could really set the tone here for the rest of the game. Down 2 scores. Got to be able to capitalize, keep this drive going. Got to put points on the board. See the Eagan fan base, they came out. What's with all the construction gear now that all these high school fans seem to be going with?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good crowd from Eagan, really, considering that, both teams are on 5 and it's a bit of a journey and it's not a rivalry game or anything like that. But I guess in some ways, though, there are some pluses and minuses. Having a Saturday morning game isn't such a bad thing if you don't have other activities going on that day. It might actually have improved the crowd possibly from what they would have seen on a Friday night.
Yeah, no, the visiting bleachers here are pretty much full. So good crowd, good energy, good atmosphere here.
Evan Curry takes a handoff, and he is met and popped. A couple, 2 or 3 different guys getting there for Eagan, including Jack Kruger.
Number 26, Jackson, Evan Curry, the ball carrier for the Royals.
Yeah, just a little slow developing. You saw about 3 or 4 white jerseys in that backfield, just nowhere to go. And here's that 3rd and long again, and I just got to get a couple of positive plays back to back. You got to think here too. If you get close, if you get some yards here, you're going to have to go for it on 4th down.
Otmar chased out, looking to tuck it now, still looking downfield, but then throws it way short of Shaw. Just had to avoid the sack there, and I think that's a good play in that spot because now you still, might have the chance to go for it here on 4th down, although they have punted in this similar spots before, and it looks as though Ani is coming into punt formation again.
And again, just not a lot of time to set his feet. Has to roll to his right and didn't get it quite enough on it. This is where if you're punting on from here, you really got to make sure you don't get it into the end zone. I try to angle it to the out of bounds and see if you can't get it out at about the 5 or 10 yard line.
Oh, Ani shanks this one. And it'll wind up being about a 13 or 14 yard punt. So he didn't put it into the end zone, but the result's about the same. I think he was really trying almost too hard to do what you were saying there.
Yeah, I just think, when you're down 2 scores, short end of the field, I personally would rather just give one of your receivers, maybe Pierre Toussaint at 6'2", just throw it up for him, give him a chance to maybe make a play in the end zone, at least, for 10 or 12 yards. I think it's worth the risk maybe to take a shot at the end zone.
So Eagan gets the ball back. Tonsager won the little tug of war for the football, and he will pick up the first down. He gets driven down hard by Ani and company there, but he will pick up about 13 on the play.
Yeah, and limping a little bit, and again, almost spun him around.
Ooh,
I took a shot to that leg, yeah. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. He's been the absolute workhorse for them. And he kind of limped off the field there.
Not a lot of real big gainers. He's at I shouldn't say that. He's at a couple in the 20s, but just steadily picking up yardage after getting stuffed on a couple of early runs. Oh, and they dropped the ball briefly there, but it'll be covered as the quarterback, Schwamm, getting on top of that one, but it'll be a short loss. Another look as he stuck it in Huiman's gut, and then he got hit, and it was kind of uncertain. And that's the thing when you're running that option. The ball handling part of it is so crucial.
And it's timing, too. And sometimes the timing gets knocked off. That time you saw Angelo Lockhart, number 3, get great push into the backfield. So sometimes your timing's messed up because of a great play defensively, and you just got to make sure you take care of that football.
Back to Tonsager, and he is met immediately there. So no gain, or maybe a yard or so on that one. And they'll leave it a 3rd and long here for Eagan. And this is kind of what I think when coach electing to punt, this is what you're hoping out of your D, so that you can kind of, flip the field a little bit if Eagan is forced to punt again here.
Yeah, this is a big play defensively here for the Royals.
Schwamm looking to throw, and well short of Rowan Phillips there. And they have continued to struggle for the most part, other than that screen for a touchdown in throwing the football there. And again, it was well defended. I mean, it's almost better off that he didn't throw that one up higher. It might have been picked.
Well, I'll tell you why winning 1st and 2nd down is big for Hopkins. When your offense is struggling, and you force a throw, you can see the coverage has been really good for Hopkins. Maybe you get a pick, and maybe you got to find another way to score. Here's a punt return. Can you get an electric play in special teams?
Sloan doesn't hit this one very well. It'll take a good Eagan bounce, though, down inside the 30. So it'll end up being about a 38-yard punt when all is said and done there. They got a little bit fortunate on that as he mishit it, but Hutton really no chance to come up and field that one.
Yeah, let's see if Hopkins can just find a little bit of rhythm offensively, Jay.
They'll start it on their 27-yard line here. 7:39 to go here in the 3rd. Hopkins trailing it 14-zip as both teams again looking for their first win of the season. Otmar spinning out to the right, and now he is blasted. Whew, got hit hard there. Tella coming up to bury him.
Yeah, nice play action. It looked like he was going to have enough time to get his feet set, get rid of that, but right as he planted, Tella came from his blind side. See, well blocked there, just about to get rid of it. You can see some of this, too, is Otmar holding onto the ball maybe a little bit too long. And part of that's coverage, too. No one's open. He isn't able to get rid of it on his first look. Has to hold it a little bit longer, and Eagan bringing the pressure all day long.
A loss of about 9 on that play. Otmar again in trouble, and again he'll go down. Wilson getting there for Eagan.
Keenan Wilson, much like Bryce Buckingham for Hopkins defensive line, but I'll tell you, Big Keenan Wilson, number 92, has been in that backfield a lot today. And again, just holding on to that football, nowhere to go down the field. And Hopkins going again the wrong direction, setting up 3rd and 740.
It kind of feels like it when you look where the sticks are right now. See if they might think about coming back to that little screen that they used before. And it is indeed a screen. It's complete to Ani, breaking through tackles. They won't get the first down or anywhere near it, but they at least got a nice positive gain to allow a little more room for the punt.
Well, CJ, I'd like to see him go to that on 1st or 2nd down and get that big chunk. You can't wait till it's 3rd and 27 to do that. They got about, I'd say, a good 16, 17 yards on that play. Just when you're putting that tough down and distance, there's not a lot of plays that dial up 27 yards.
Ani, who was the receiver there, stays on as the punter. Anderson waiting back around midfield for Eagan. Ooh, a high snap.
Nice catch.
Ani had to reach back, and he gets it out of there.
What a catch.
And it takes a good Hopkins bounce down inside the 40 to the 38.
I'll tell you what, that's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but he just saved a really nice. That ball goes over his head. That's a safety or a touchdown potentially. Great snag, and then to get off a good kick too. That was a heck of a play.
A 36-yard punt. Didn't panic, got it out of there, and they held the line well enough. It was obviously not a very good snap, but from there they at least slowed Eagan's rush down a little bit.
Yeah, he had time to get rid of it.
So Wildcats get it back, still leading 14-0, 5:15 to go here in the 3rd. Tonsager is knocked down. He almost spun away from Barry's tackle there, but he got enough of him to get him to the ground after about a 3 or maybe 4, looks like 3-yard gain.
Tonsager, nice job. He's not necessarily overly speedy or physical, but he's just a little slippery. And what looks like he's going to get hit pretty hard, he slides or he spins. He's able to elude kind of that first big hit. And again, not a big gain, but you get 3 yards on 1st down. You're going the right direction.
Gonna have a delay of game here, I think. Yes, against Eagan. Seemed like abnormally long at the line there, and it is indeed a delay of game call against the Wildcats.
And part of that's having an inexperienced quarterback in Schwamm, right? You have to be able to see the play clock. You mentioned it too, Jay. They have both sides of the end zones here of the field. You have the play clock. That's one of the first things as a coordinator, coach, a quarterback. Got to identify in the stadium on the road where that play clock is. You got to always be aware of it.
And keep an eye on that back judge too, because he'll start counting down with the hand motion when they get down to 5. Tonsager on the carry, and again kind of pays the price there as he is brought down by Anthony Walker.
He's going to be sore after this game. There's no question about it. He's got a ton of carries, and he's paying the price every time. Hopkins doing a nice job of making him feel it on every carry.
Looking at a 3rd and 7 now are the Wildcats. Haven't thrown the ball very effectively today, 2 for 8. We go to Tonsager, spins his way out, and he is going to pick up the 1st down and more into Hopkins territory over the 50 to about the 48.
Yeah, they had a tight end and 2 receivers to the right, and they actually ran to the weak side. Right there, that spin move. And then he able to keep that legs churning, took contact well short of the 1st down, but his momentum just propelled him forward, able to get a 1st down on 3rd and 7. Big conversion.
Yeah, and whether this drive leads to points or not, that's a big play for field position and for taking some more time off the clock too.
You betcha.
At the 49 is where they'll spot it of Hopkins here, so just over midfield. Go with the toss. Out, Tonsager looking to throw it downfield and incomplete. Yeah. Looking for Rowan Phillips. Boy, they had exactly what you called earlier there, Ryan. As he has played some quarterback this year, but just underthrew it. It was open.
You know what I do, Jay? I come back after that. I run a toss sweep because now your secondary for Hopkins is thinking maybe a pass, and they're not going to maybe be as aggressive coming up. But the other thing you got to do, too, when you're a wide receiver right there, Rowan Phillips, and you know your running back's thrown to you, you got to almost hold for a second. You got to block for a half a second. If you get too far down, you know, that's a long throw. You want to give your running back a chance to make that.
Oh, Tonsager hit in the backfield. Got away. Oh, that might be a horse collar, maybe. Doesn't look like they're calling it, though. Yeah, it was right around midfield, and he is shaken up a little bit.
Wow. I think that should have been a horse collar. He did a heck of a job just getting back to almost the line of scrimmage. Watch this. In the backfield, took a hit, kept his legs going. Oh, yeah, that's a horse call right in front of the referee, too. Yeah. I'm surprised that wasn't called.
And coach is on the field asking that very thing. It was exactly right in front of him. Yeah. And it's funny because more often than not, I'm a little critical that they seem to be overly looking for that kind of thing, but that one should have been.
That hurts, too.
So a third and about 11 now for the Wildcats. From under pressure, throwing it up deep and incomplete as Ani got back to help break that one up. It was underthrown for Rowan Phillips. And again, there was some question whether possibly it was interfered with there, and he's pleading his case, but the official downfield says no.
There might have been a little contact, but Rowan Phillips has to go make a play on that ball. You can see it coming. You got to come back and give a little bit better effort, I think, of trying to make that play. It was catchable. It may have been a little underthrown, but good coverage by Hopkins. But that's one where you got to help your quarterback, especially a young quarterback, out, make a play for him.
Sloan on to punt, trying to angle it away from Hutton, and he does. And it'll skip out of bounds just outside the 10 at about the 12. So a nice punt there. 39 yards and no return, so Hopkins will get the football back, but obviously they're, the clock continues to move. They're running out of how many more possessions that they might get. They've got to make something happen soon here.
Well, part of me was thinking, okay, maybe Eagan's just content, up 2 scores. Let's just play conservatively and try to make Hopkins beat us offensively. But the fact that they went for that halfback toss tells me they want to add another score to this game. But you got to trust the Wildcat defense so far. Really done a nice job against the Royals offense, and the likelihood of making them sustain a drive going 89 yards doesn't seem very likely at this time.
Otmar rolling to his right. He's going to throw on the run into coverage downfield and tipped by Anderson. There was a little contact too, but the ball very underthrown as he went for Hutton. And I think kind of similar to the other one. If you're going to let one go, you probably let that one go too.
Well, great effort by Anderson getting a tip on that. And again, it's a hard play. You're rolling to your right, throwing across the field almost to the left, and
Hutton
almost came back and caught that too after the tip.
He was probably just as guilty of interference, if not more, than the defender there too.
Most of the time, pass interference, I like when referees let both sides play a little bit.
Oh, boy. The ball on the turf on that little toss. And Otmar looking around. Let's see who's got this. Egan's claiming they do, although I don't think the official. No, it's going to be Hopkins football back.
Heck of a job recovering it. I think it almost looked like there that Evan Curry was expecting a handoff, instead got the pitch. That's a heck of a play by Evan Curry just to regain it there.
Boy, that would have been disaster if they'd given the ball up in that spot. As it is, it'll be a 3rd and long here for the Royals. Obviously, they weren't quite on the same page on that play call. Otmar again rolling, and he is going to be sandwiched and sacked. Getting there first was Kruger, and also a little help from Tella, I believe it was.
Well, I think part of it too, Jay, is Hopkins running play action deep passes, and to get deep passes, you got to have time to allow them to develop, and there's just been no time for Otmar to get back there. I'd like to see him go to some shorter, quicker throws, maybe get the ball out of Otmar's hands a little bit quicker. He just has not had much time.
Oof, another high snap, and Ani again does a good job to get it out of there. Bounce back toward the line of scrimmage, though, so it's only going to be about a 13-yard punt. And Eagan will have tremendous field position just inside the Hopkins 20.
Well, you might be able to think, well, man, that was not a good punt. But I'll tell you what, Aaron Ani has earned his keep today, just catching some of those snaps, high snaps.
You might get the feeling there could be some long snapping
practice
audition,
this week.
Yeah, or auditions as they've struggled with that.
Well, again, Eagan's got the lead, but I think this Royal defense has done, for the most part, a really nice job today. And their backs are against the wall here. And
Tonsager stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So he took that handoff and had really nowhere to go.
I love that. Look at the two number 8s hitting each other for about the 40th time today and helping each other up. Great sportsmanship. You love to see that.
Kind of feels like a must stop here. I mean, if Eagan scores, I think the game is for all intents over. But if Hopkins gets a stop, they're still kind of lingering with hope.
A chance, right? You got a chance. You go down 3 scores especially with the way the Royals offense has played today, you feel like it might be done. But if you can hold here, keep it within 2 scores, maybe you get a big electric play.
Option.
Oh, nice.
Nice pitch out to Tonsager down the sideline. He goes. And he'll be marked out, let's see, out to 7 it looks like. It'll be a first down and goal to go. First time we've seen that exact look from them.
That was just a beautifully executed play. Well, look at the little action to the left, coming back to the right. And I'll tell you what, the young quarterback, Schwam, did a great job of holding on to it, but then you see a lot of quarterbacks just keep it at that point, trusting where Tonsager was going to be and making that late pitch. That was a really well-executed play.
And coaches look for that in practice. You run that play out. You finish
don't just
it.
stop at the line. Yep, that halfback has to keep running, almost like you're on a string attached to each other. Nice play.
Back to Tonsager, and he will walk in for the touchdown.
He's going to get the touchdown on that, but I'll tell you, that play prior to that was really a great, well-executed play. Got him a big chunk down to the 4-yard line. That's exactly what you want offensively. You get a big play, great field position, got to be able to take advantage of it and execute, and they do.
They scored in the final minute of the first quarter, and now again in the final minute of the third, and Anderson in some trouble, and he'll be wrapped up and dropped, so the extra point try will not be good. And we will stay at 20-0 with 24 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Another look, boy, Hopkins, hate to say it, but they either weren't ready or kind of gave up there. That was too easy.
Yeah, well blocked. Just easy, walks into the end zone. No physicality there. And I'll tell you, Tonsager's certainly earned his scores today. He has gotten the rock quite a bit, but he has taken some hits too. It looks no worse for the wear there.
Unofficially 29 carries for him now.
Yeah, that's a lot. And you said it too, Jay. I mean, a couple of bigger plays, 27-yarder, 22-yarder, but just a lot of 4 to 5, 6-yard carries, just kind of wearing down that Royals defense.
So Rodman will kick off here. This time, boots it deep. And it's going to get way into the end zone. You're thinking, why weren't they doing that before?
Yeah, showing a strong leg there. A nice kick. Yeah, I just think at this point you'd say, hey, let's just kick it off and let's force Hopkins to go the length of the field, something they haven't been able to do yet today. Well, I think Eagan, too, the second game of the year, Jay, they put up 31 in a loss against Cottage Grove, but today 20 points through 3 quarters. That's on pace for one of their best offensive productions of the year.
Otmar this time has very good protection, but nowhere to go with it, and he's going to be sacked again as Tella will get him. That is the 6th sack for Eagan today.
I'll tell you, as a defensive lineman or a linebacker coming on pressure, you love that because really good coverage down the field. Nowhere really to go for Otmar, and he has hung on to that ball. It's a little too much to ask. That time he had 4 or 5 seconds. That's where you gotta get rid of it, or you gotta run. You can't hang back there and expect your lineman to hold blocks for 7, 8 seconds.
So that brings the third quarter to an end. Eagan has scored once in each quarter. After 3, it is Eagan 20 and Hopkins nothing. The fourth quarter is up next.
Hey, Dad, I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
borders. Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
One quarter to go as we begin the fourth, and that throw from Otmar low, but it is caught by Harris. And that'll get back that sack yardage and maybe a little bit more, leave him with 3rd and about 9. First reception for Harris today. Royals have their work cut out, but yeah, you gotta just keep chucking it and see what happens here, I think.
Yeah.
Otmar well protected early. Now it breaks down, and he's going to go down again as Wilson, I think, will get another sack. He reached out and clipped his heel. Again, I would say not too bad a protection there. At some point, Otmar's just got to get rid of that.
No, and you gotta, when you're down 20, you got nothing to lose. You got some playmakers. Isaiah Harris, you have Pierre Toussaint running down. You just got to throw it up and give them a chance to go make a play rather than keep taking sacks. And that's a learning process too. Quarterback it's a hard position to play. There's a good snap.
High short kick for Ani, and it bounces back toward the line and will be down at about the 30. So again, superb field position for the Wildcats, and I think the enthusiasm is leaving the Royals a little bit now, starting to get frustrated.
Yep.
Eagan obviously has not experienced a win yet this season too. You don't want to get ahead of yourself here. You want to keep the foot on the gas here and try and put this one away. And we're gonna have a timeout, I think. No, we're gonna have a penalty. Might be the Hopkins bench getting into the ear of the near official too much. No, it's Eagan procedure.
Yeah, and I don't wonder if Jackson Sloan, number 13, right there, was flanked out to the right. It looked like he might have moved a little bit. Referee did not see it right away, but I think maybe the Hopkins coaching staff did a nice job of letting the ref know that someone had moved.
And here I thought maybe they were letting him know too strongly there. Here's Tonsager taking the handoff, and he gets free down that left sideline. Ani finally shoving him out.
Well, he's kind of gotten better and stronger as this game has worn on. Again, nothing too fancy there. A lot of the same play calling, but just well executed, well blocked. And Tonsager again, who doesn't strike me as someone overly fast, overly powerful, but just kind of a mix of all of it. And just eluding tackles and able to get yards sometimes when they're not even there. Been very impressive today.
Going to be first and goal, ball right at the 10-yard line after that 25-yard pickup. Back to Tonsager, and he'll pick up 3 or 4 off the left side.
David Tonsager, the ball carrier for the Wildcats.
So second down and goal to go here, early fourth quarter. Eagan trying to build on a 20-0 lead. Tonsager takes the handoff again. They keep driving. He'll be short of the goal line, but got down to about the 1.
Yeah, nice push. Didn't look like there was anything there, but just kind of kept that pile moving and got down to within a yard here. And
Wildcats.
wouldn't be surprised here to see Carson Schwam maybe fake that and keep it and get into the end zone himself. I know as a coach you like to get your young quarterback maybe something positive, have him maybe feel what it's like to get in the end zone as well. At the same time, Tonsager's been your horse all day, and you want to also reward him too.
It is Schwam just straight ahead on the sneak, and yes, he will be in for the touchdown. Eagan's 4th of the day.
17, Carson Schwam, the ball carrier for the Wildcats. It's a 1-yard touchdown run.
And Schwam, for a sophomore, is a big kid. You can tell he's got some good height, some bulk to him too. Not a little quarterback by any means. Look at him, good drive up front. Jack Young, number 79, getting some good push, and Schwam just following right behind him. Easy touchdown. You think too, you know, this game could be differently. I mean, the field position that Eagan has had for a number of these drives because of some punts. I mean, they've started a number of these drives, you know, on the opposing 20, 30-yard line, so haven't had to necessarily sustain long drives to get their points.
Well, and the Eagan students haven't been able to say this in a positive way this year. They started chanting, "This one's over," and
yeah, you got to take advantage of it when it comes, right? That's exactly, I think, what Nick Johnson, the coach for Eagan, wanted to see today, right? Here's our identity. We're going to run the football. We got a young quarterback. Let's take a little pressure off of him, and let's just ride Landon Tonsager, and they've done that. And Carson Schwam has touchdown pass in the screen, got a touchdown run there. So they've done some good things defensively. You know, been really, really sound as well, getting a great pass rush and good coverage down the field. So got to be really pleased with what you've come out here and done on the road as well.
I thought it was interesting too. He was honest about what he'd seen on film. He said some of Hopkins' best players are probably better than our best players, but he said I feel there's more of a drop-off between the Royals, you know, best and their other the bottom tier, whereas I think we're more
balanced.
We've got more balance. We're more a little bit more straight line talent-wise. Ani drifting back to take it on about the 7. Ani took a hit, keeps on going. He runs like a linebacker, doesn't he? And I say that in a positive way.
He's just strong. He's kind of been everywhere for this team too. We've seen him run the ball, had a catch, punting, some great catches in the off of some bad long snaps. defensively, he's been everywhere. He's been in coverage. He's made tackles. He's kind of does it all for this Royals team.
10 yards to go on the 23-yard line.
So Royals will get it back at their 23. Otmar under pressure, and he is dropped. Wow, Wilson was untouched. That guy's having a game, huh?
You ain't kidding. He looks like an animal out there. And I'll tell you, you know, defense, when you're a lineman and you know you can get home, you know your coverage is good on the back end, you just start pinning those ears back, timing, and Otmar really, part of it is he hasn't had a lot of time. That one was not on him. There was just no blocking up front. Might want to get a body on front of the Wilson. Look at, he's excited.
Yeah, miscommunication on who should be taking him. The 8th sack for the Wildcats.
Gosh.
Otmar going to swing it out to Harris. Harris shakes a tackle.
Nice
Look
play.
out. Harris has a chance, and he is going to go. Well, let's see. They'll try and catch him, but Harris is going to go the distance.
Nice.
No flags. 88-yard touchdown for Hopkins.
That was beautiful. Isaiah Harris, great speed, well blocked. And I'll tell you what, I loved it because it was a short play. It wasn't a long developing play. Otmar rolling right, coming back to the screen to the left. Great call, great execution, and big explosive play for Hopkins. Fun to see.
So good to see for the Royals, something positive happening here.
Really, the player's right there. He runs through 3 or 4 Eagan defenders, but well blocked too.
Shaw for the extra point, and it is blocked. So the Royals do get the big touchdown. They don't get the conversion. We stay at 27-6. 7:24 to go here in the 4th.
Little play action, and they've run a lot of play action with long developing plays. That was a quick throwback the other way, and I'll tell you can see Isaiah Harris really talented. If they could just find ways to get him the ball in space, let him do the rest. And no one was catching him. Great speed.
Nice job of blocking too, on both at the right at the point, but then a little bit downfield as well. Hopkins has to be thinking, gosh, if this had just happened a little bit earlier in the game, but
I think you have to adjust too during the game. Those longer developing plays where Otmar needs 4 or 5 seconds, they're just not available today. And that was a great call. You kind of adjusted to that. If they maybe could have gone to that a little earlier, quicker throws, screens, that kind of stuff, maybe they'd have had a little bit more success earlier in the game. But that was fun to see.
Well, we've seen a number of onside kicks from Eagan today, and you have to think Hopkins is thinking along those lines right now.
Yep.
Shaw, the kicker. Eagan has everybody pulled up. Shaw is going to kick it away. Got an offside here against Hopkins. I was thinking that with Eagan having everybody pulled so far up, you have a chance to recover the ball downfield if you put it in the right spot.
Well, that's the thing. You don't necessarily have to kick it all the way deep. If you kick it to that 2nd, 3rd level on the ground, you got a full running start. Sometimes you can beat that 2nd level of the kick return team and get to the ball.
And when you can see where the ball is and they're peeling backward to try and find it, it kind of puts that panic a little bit in the guy's mind who are trying to go get it too. However, going offside did not aid their cause there. Both teams, I think, could, obviously penalties have been an issue here. And I mean, you don't expect to go through a game with 0 penalties, but at the same time, you got to clean that part of it up. And this one drilled, let's see, will it get to the end zone? Yes.
Yeah, if you could take about 5 yards off of that, that would have been a great kickoff.
Yeah, right idea there, but it just kept on bouncing. So Eagan will get it at their 20, leading 27-6 here with about nearly 7.5 to go in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and if you're Eagan here, you don't necessarily need any big plays. You just want to take 3, 4, 5 minutes off this clock if you can. Put together a few first downs, keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
Yeah, be sure-handed is first and foremost here. Even if you get nothing and have to punt, it's obviously a lot better than putting it on the turf. Tonsager bouncing it to the outside. And let's see, he'll be right near the first down. I think he might have it where they're spotting it. Looks like right around the 30. Yep, give him 10.
Yeah, good footwork. Watch the sidestep right there and there again. He does a nice job of just great footwork, great balance, eluding defenders. Again, doesn't jump out as great speed, but just a smart runner and elusive.
Back to him they go. Hopkins trying to rip the football loose. It'll be very short gain, if any, there for Tonsager. Tonsager there, give him a yard.
Tonsager, the ball carrier.
Again, unofficially, this is 34 rushing attempts for him.
Jeez. Yeah, he's been the workhorse today, no question about it. And really no drop-off, too. It almost seems to have gotten a little bit stronger, too, as the game has gone on. And some running backs are like that. They need the rock, they need the carries. They just keep getting better and better. Oh, good to see Bryce Buckingham back making a great play in the backfield.
Ruimon taking that handoff. Short loss. So it'll be 3rd and 11 coming up here for the Wildcats. When they snap it, we'll be past the halfway point of this fourth quarter. I think all in all that Schwamm, for his first start, has done a pretty decent job for them running this offense.
Yeah.
Haven't thrown the ball real well, but hand off here, and Tonsager got blasted into the ground. That was the kind that you might have seen him hit his head landing backward there, and he's going to be slow to get up.
Yeah, that was Angelo Lockhart delivered the hit there.
Watch his head hit the ground here as he's knocked down to his back. Jeez.
Yeah, and you could tell he kind of lost his feet too, so he was kind of just floating there, and great hit. Yeah, and that's what you always worry about is hitting the back of that head. You can see him touching his helmet. Yeah.
So Landon will make his way off. Let's hope he's all right. Your first thought, thinking maybe, the concussion kind of thing there, but.
Well, I don't wonder with this game, 27-6, pretty much secure if that wasn't his last time touching the football here today.
Sloan on to punt. Oh, and he hits that one off the side of his foot into the Hopkins bench. It'll be a very short punt. That'll be about let's see, 11-yard punt.
Yeah, we've seen some short ones today from both sides.
So Hopkins, I don't want to say they're back in it, but that touchdown gives them a little bit of hope here. They're down 21, 5:27 to go.
And you got a short field here and you got a little bit of momentum. They haven't had a game this year where they've scored more than one touchdown in a game, so that would certainly be a big momentum builder for them if they could find the end zone maybe one more time here today.
Otmar stepping up to throw down the sideline and incomplete as he looked for KO Pierre Toussaint.
Again, showing the speed, had a step there. And part of that's, because Otmar has had pressure all day long, but he just getting rid of it maybe a half a second before he needs to. And that's, again, you want to just give your receiver a chance to make a play.
Hopkins keeping Harris in to protect him there too.
And that ball, I think, was a couple yards out of bounds. You got to keep it in play. But he had the step.
If the wind might have impacted that throw a little bit too. It's breezy. I don't want to say a real strong wind, but breezy. Otmar, plenty of time, throwing deep downfield for Hutton, and it's just short and incomplete.
Well, they ran 3 seam routes, or 3 go routes, 1 in the middle of the field, 2 on the side, and looked like he had Hutton there.
Otmar knows he missed that one.
Well, I love Hopkins. I love the mentality here. They're going for it, and you love to see that. You love the message that sends too. Like, I don't care what the score is, what quarter it is, how much time's left. We're going to play hard all the way to the end, and they're certainly taking their shots.
Otmar running into trouble, and there is another sack for the Wildcats as Tella gets there.
Yeah, one of the things too that Gabe Otmar is going to have to realize is when he's under pressure, you can't necessarily run backwards. You almost got to step up into the pocket and maybe start scrambling forward. He has a tendency when that pressure comes to turn and run back, and you're going to get sacked and you're going to lose even more yards. That was a big loss.
So Ani will come on to punt. Again, you're kind of wondering, okay, punt, but they got so far to go here. And he gets a good boot out of there.
Nice. Wow.
And it goes sideways too, so it'll be down inside the 10 and about the 8.
That was a great punt.
50-yard boot there for Ani. And with all the adventures we've seen on punts, the crowd kind of oohed and awed right when they heard it hit his foot. I was like, he got that one.
Well, it was a good snap. Ani wasn't trying to worry about making a one-handed grab, just caught it, had time, well blocked, and just booted it. Yeah, and you can tell, too, Landon Tonsager sitting on the bench on the sideline. I think his day is done.
Ueman is in that fullback slot. And he'll get the handoff here. Oof, and he ran into some hard contact there, Lockhart and crew.
Ball carried by number 46, Grant Hueyman.
Got about 3 on that play.
Yeah, good collision, good tackle in there by the Royals. And you see Eagan too taking their time offensively, going to run that play clock down to 2 or 3 seconds before they have to snap it.
Back to Hueyman, and he is stopped. He's tackled there for the Royals by Walker. Give him a couple more on that play, and I'll bring up a 3rd down. Yeah, Walker flying through the air to get him.
What a play, too. He did not have a great angle and kind of contorted his body, able to hold on. That was a big-time play.
3rd and 5. I thought there was a chance maybe the Royals would use a timeout there, but did not see it. Kept on the option and nowhere to run for the quarterback Schwam that time. And really for one of the first times you see a little chippiness at the end there.
Timeout Hopkins there.
So it'll be a punting situation here for Eagan after the timeout. Hopkins will be down to 1 timeout left.
Well, you can see how different Eagan's offense looks with Tonsager out of there, right? He's he's just a difference maker, and not anything against Grant Hoyman, but just not quite the same threat as when you see number 8 in the backfield.
So Sloan will do his best to drive it out of there and make Hopkins have to go a ways anyway if they're going to try and get another score here.
Yeah, and if I'm Hopkins, I'm bringing the pressure here. See if you can't. Maybe you get a poor snap, or maybe you just break free and get a block here. Try to get something sparked. If you can't get great field position, maybe make a block or something and get a touchdown out of it.
Hutton will be heading back deep. Sloan gets it out of there into the wind. A short kick. Hutton will take it at the 40 with a head of steam.
Yeah, he's got some room.
Hutton getting out to the edge there, and he'll be inside the 20.
Yeah, late hit too. He was out of bounds when that tackle was happening. They're going to get great field position here, Jay.
Two flags actually on the play here. One more toward where the tackle happened, and one more here on the near hash. I don't know if we could have possibly had like a block in the back before that also, and
yeah, you can see he was thrown down about 3 yards out of bounds. So I think that's no question. One of them's going to be a late hit. Oh.
The penalties will offset, so a personal foul on each team. I wonder if we might have had possibly like one of the blindside block possibly on Hopkins. And then I think the second one was more, as you pointed out, more obvious. It's definitely a late hit. But that would be, just based on where the flag fell and everything, that would make me think that we might have seen that, an illegal blindside hit. But either way, they're going to get great field position still.
So where do you get all the construction gear? That's another question I have, is where do you go to the MnDOT? I think we got to start broadcasting the games in construction gear, Jay.
Helmet and all, or?
Yeah.
New quarterback here, throwing deep downfield.
There we go.
It's going to be good for the touchdown.
Nice.
Well, not a bad first play for Cam Fox. The sophomore coming in throws a strike to Pierre Toussaint for the touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, he got rid of it quick, and he gave his receiver a chance. He gave KO a chance to just make the play. KO's got that great speed. Got rid of it quickly, and he just kept it in play. Great throw, great catch, and pretty exciting. This is the most points Hopkins has had in a game. 2 touchdowns in one game. Nice job. And playing all the way to the end.
Gonna go for 2 here. Fox rolling out to his right. Now gonna throw, and it's complete. 2-point conversion to Hutton.
Nice job by Hutton keeping the route going, coming back across the field. But how about Cam Fox, only a sophomore, buying time, knew he was going to take a hit, got pressure right up into his space there, and just allowed that route to develop, and then threw a strike. Here's the touchdown pass. Again, great throw. And again, KO getting a step. We've seen him get a step a couple other times, but this here was a heck of a play. And you could see him taking the hit as he was throwing, but still got the arm strength, the accuracy, and exciting. And just like that, it's 27-14, but a nice job by that young man coming into the game.
Fox will have quite the quarterback rating here, maybe it looks like after this. 1 for 1, touchdown strike.
Came in, and it's exactly what you want to see. Tell you get a young sophomore like that, confidence coming in and doing that. That's be interesting to see going forward, maybe what the Royals do at the quarterback position.
Shaw will kick off. Last time they went deep with it, Eagan, of course, has to be guarding for that onside kick. Only a single deep guy back, and he's at the 25. We couldn't really call him deep even. Ooh, and it's off a helmet. Oh, but right to another Wildcat.
That's exactly what you want to have happen. It took a funky bounce and right off the helmet, but a nice job by Jack Hansen there getting on it and recovering it. You could draw that up better, getting that bounce and ricochet. And onside kicks are they're just a game of the bounce. You got to get lucky bounces.
Keep in mind, Hopkins down to only one timeout here, so Eagan has a chance to drain quite a bit of the clock here.
Yep.
Hueyman will take it. Royals trying to rip the football loose, of course, here. He'll get about 4, maybe 5 on the play. Looks like 4 is what they'll give him.
Yeah, no timeout taken there by Hopkins. Yeah, if they get a first down, this essentially would end the ball game.
Second and 6 as we're under a minute and a half to go now and the clock ticking. Kept this time. And sliding down inbounds. Good smart play there by the young quarterback Schwam.
Well, that's what, and you love to see that, right? Your quarterback growing and getting game experience, understanding he got the first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock running, get out of here with a win. Smart play by the young quarterback.
Yeah, of course, it stops for the first down, but then restarts. And that's pretty much going to be kneel down time, I would think now. From Hopkins could stop it once more, but at this point, no real reason to, I don't think. Well, they are going to hand it off again. Hueyman will run it. And down he goes at the 40 after a 5-yard pickup. So I think they'll just need to snap it one more time, and then Eagan will be able to celebrate their first victory of the season.
Yeah, and I think both teams did a lot that they can be proud of. I think Hopkins scoring, a season high in points and fighting till the end, getting that touchdown late. Defensively did a lot of really good things today too. And if you're Eagan, you got to be really proud of your effort. Scored every quarter. Really had a big game from Landon Tonsager. Your young quarterback Carson Schwam came to play, and fun game. A lot of good plays here by both sides.
So congratulations to the Wildcats getting their first W of the season. As we said, we could tell you coming in that we were going to have one team getting their first win of the season, and as it turns out, it is Eagan that will do so. The Wildcats' last 2 games will be at home, as they've got Burnsville and then Shakopee to close out the regular season. Meanwhile, for Hopkins, both their last 2 are on the road at Woodbury and at Lakeville South. Doesn't get much easier these next 2 weeks for the Royals. Hope you've enjoyed this one here this afternoon and morning from Hopkins High School. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Here's your final: Eagan 27 and Hopkins 14.